If you watched the first two Enharmonic videos, you learned how notes can have two different names, and we call those enharmonic equivalent notes. Yes, all the notes, even E sharp and F natural, or C flat and B natural. So what we'll do in this video is see what do they look like when they're actually on the musical staff. So when you see this first example of C sharp and D flat, we can see that it's on the same piano key. And so it's easy to see visually here on the piano keyboard. But when you move to the staff, it doesn't always look as clear and to see. So here's an example. Here's our C sharp, and here's a bass clef C sharp. And then let me put this example here. The D flat right there. So you see visually that it definitely looks different when it's on the staff, but on the piano keyboard, you see it's the same key, just like on your instrument, it would be the exact same fingering. So let me bring out this other example over here. I'm going to move this to the side. And so if we have G sharp, here's a bass clef, G sharp, and then we have our A flat. Again, you see that you definitely see a difference. Now, why do we need this, or where would we use something like this? Well, let me give you an example. Here's an example. Anytime we have some ascending pitches, it makes sense that we would use a sharp. That's a general rule, is that when you're ascending or the note is going up, you use a sharp. And the opposite is true for flats. So if you have a descending line, most of the time you are going to use a flat, like this example right here. Now, I also want to show you what it looks like if we don't do it that way. In this bass clef example, if we have music that instead uses this C sharp, it's the same fingering. So we have this C sharp, we would have to write in, this is a natural as well. You can see how that's a lot more information. Let me make the sharp a little bit better. So F, E flat, C sharp, C natural. First of all, having an E flat and a C sharp in a key signature doesn't exist. So that would be counterintuitive. That would not go along with what we would normally think of when we're playing music. It would not be in the key signature. Also, the fact that this C sharp down here is descending, and it doesn't work as well in our brains if we're raising a note even though we are going down. That makes it, one more thing to think of to slow us down when we're sight reading or playing a piece of music. Also, we have to add this natural sign. So that's one more sign that we have to read again while we're descending. It would be so much simpler and less to think about for the performer if we just made this D flat, because you can have E flat and D flat in a key signature like B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and that would be very common. And also thinking of low as you're going down makes sense as well. Just as when you're going up in a scale or ascending, that you would use sharp.